Okay, so we come back to the Dreamweaver workspace. And again, the panel that we're going to work with right now is Files. So we pull this over, and we'll close that out. And we are in this Files panel. Now, we learned, and actually what we're going to go over is that a little something about your index page. When you create your index page will be what your landing page is called. Okay, so we have your files panel, and we created the file web design. So here I have index.html. Now I can create some other files too. So let's say that this was my site, and I decided that I was going to have portfolio HTML, index HTML. I'm going to go file, no, and I'm going to keep it a blank page HTML, none. I'm going to say create, and then I'll go file, save as, and I'm going to name this one contact. And you can see that it's in my web design class folder. So I hit save, and there it is. So we can see that this files panel, pretty much we're going to have a bunch of things that we need. Now, you can see this little one right here. It says artist statement doc. That's a Word document. And what we can do is we can actually copy and paste text from Word documents. We can create our other folders, and we can eventually link them all together. So let's take a look at coming back to index.html. I'm going to click this one. See, I go back to this, so it's great. We have them all accessible here. And let's look at the beginning of some CSS here. We're going to do page properties. We're going to do our appearance, CSS, and we are going to come in and we can put a background image if we'd like. We can also put a background color. We can do our text color. So I'm going to do my background color. Let's see, we'll do that color. And then I'll make my text color, go with my text color white. We'll hit apply, and there we have it. Now, let's bring in text, and let's take a look at how this works. Now, I could actually come in here and put my name right in here, M-A-G-G, Hobson, Baker. Now, let's actually take a look, and again, I told you all that I think it's a good idea to really keep coming back to split. So let's take a look at what's happened in the design. Well, we can see when I put in the colors, that's a CSS. And we can see that whenever we see something that looks like this, that is CSS. Okay. Now in the title we can see Maggie Hobson-Baker right in there. So we'll keep coming back in. But let's take a look at bringing something in from a Word document. So I can open up my Word document, let it open up, and here it comes. The beauty of working with, all right, so here we go. Let me do this and I'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to come in edit, select all, edit, copy. Now you can see that my, I have two headings, right? And my page is right aligned. All right, so let's come on in here. And let's come over to here. Now, what we could do too is we might want to say what type we want. So we come back to page properties, and we might want to look at our appearance CSS, and we might want to take a look at the font. We might want to choose our font. So when we look at these fonts right here, these are the fonts that over 90% of people have on their computers. So if I was to choose Georgia, depending upon who was viewing the website, if their computer had Georgia, it would start with Georgia. If not, it would go to Times New Roman, then to Times, then to Serif. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to say OK. And now we can come into here, and we can come in and we can say edit. And we could do paste, but let's do paste special. Okay, because we're going to get this little dialog box. And I could choose, oh, I only want the text. But I could say I want the text plus the structure with the formatting, the bold and italics. And we could go a little bit further. So I'm going to hit OK. and it comes through, and we can see that I have these different headings that are here. Now, let's take a look, and let's go to our split view. And when we look at them, we can see, now whenever we see the strong, that is bolded, okay? And we can also see strong attempting to see, and there we have it. Coming back and forth into our code, to our text. Now let's take a look at another something here. Let's come in and, just to, although these colors aren't going to match too well, let's take a look at how we could actually put an image in the background. And maybe we'll change the color around too to make it work better. So if you'd like to, you can also come into the Appearance CSS, and you can say, okay, I'm actually going to put a background image in. And you can come, you choose that background image, hit choose. Now, we want to know if we want to repeat it or not. I'm actually going to say no repeat. And I'm going to come in, we're going to hit apply. Okay. Now, we might want to actually change the font color so we can see a little bit better. Coming back into page properties, we can change our font color very easily. We'll go for a gray, we'll hit apply, and there we have it. Very easy, very pretty nice to do. Why don't we take a time right now and just again preview it in Firefox. So I'm going to hit preview, you need to save, and there we have it. In our next video, we will take a look at working a little bit more with CSS based on what I have just done. Thanks for listening, and I'll leave it there for this YouTube video, podcast, whatever we'd like to call it.